Hi everybody, I'm Dr. John Douillard and welcome to LifeSpa.com, where we prove the ancient medical wisdom of Ayurveda with modern science. And today I want to talk about zits and acne and blemishes and the things that we can do about it. You know, studies show that 85% of teenagers and young adults complain of unwanted skin blemishes. So we're going to talk about that and go into great detail about that, how it happens and what you can do about it. If you're watching this video on YouTube, please, if you like it, subscribe to our channel. And if you're watching it on my website at lifespa.com, please subscribe to our newsletter and get all this information in your inbox on a regular basis. Become part of our family. And on your way out, go to our LifeSpa store. We have all our organic Ayurvedic herbs, books, tapes, and I don't think we do tapes anymore. And of course, our skincare line and all of that as well. All right, so let's dig into this. Blemishes, acne, you know, how does it actually happen? There's an aspect of your body called the skin-associated lymphatic tissue, which is right underneath your skin, carries your immune system. It's like if you get bit by a mosquito, instead of getting infected by who knows what is on that little mosquito needle, you actually have a little red spot, and your immune system, carried by your skin-associated lymphatic tissue, takes care of business. Now, how blemishes and acne work is that the follicles, they have a combination of sebum, which is the oil that your body produces naturally to lubricate your skin, and the dead cells that we're constantly sloughing off. And all that can get congested in the follicles when the lymphatic system, skin-associated lymph, is congested. So the combination of congested salt, it's called skin-associated lymphatic tissue, and sebum and dead skin cells, all of which is natural, that's the perfect breeding ground in the follicle for bacteria to proliferate, and then you get a blemish, right? That's sort of how it happens, right? So that's an important thing. Now we know that stress can increase the amount of sebum that you make. So what happens is stress causes an increase of stress hormones like testosterone and cortisol, and those will increase the amount of sebum that you make. So if you make more sebum, you have your regular dead cells, and you have lymphatic congestion, which is also aggravated by stress. You have the perfect storm for getting a blemish, right? That's a problem. Now, if you're in puberty, when your body makes more sebum, you're making more hormone, more sebum, more of the oil that can combine with the dead cells. And if the skin-associated lymphatic tissue is congested, once again, you have a major increased risk factor for having more blemishes, right? So we also know that progesterone, the hormone progesterone, will actually help block the amount of testosterone you have. So what happens is testosterone, which is from under stress and puberty and those kinds of things, converts to something called dihydrotestosterone. And DHT, which is what it's called, converts into sebum. So the more stressed you are, the more you are in puberty, the more testosterone you have, the more it converts to DHT, and that DHT is what actually increases the amount of sebum, and the more sebum you have with the dead cells and lymphatic congestion, then you pay a price. So we're going to talk about what we can do about the lymph, what we can do about the sebum here in just a second. So we know that stress levels will also decrease your progesterone levels. Progesterone is the one hormone that will convert, if you're under stress, directly into stress-fighting hormone. So if you're under a lot of stress, you decrease your progesterone, then progesterone is the natural antidote to the DHT, which causes the sebum, which combined with the dead cells, which combines with lymphatic congestion, causes the risk for blemishes, right? We also know that when you increase your testosterone, you have increased DHT. So that's sort of the mechanism for how to fix it. So how do we fix it? Well, studies show that there's an herb called Chaste berry, which has been studied, to support the body's natural, remedy or response to dealing with acne or this kind of bacteria, sebum, dead cell buildup in the follicles. In one study, the German Commission, for example, they suggest taking 40 milligrams of Chaste berry a day, and that's their treatment for supporting the natural response to acne. Another study, which is really interesting, was a placebo-controlled double-blind study, which is like the gold standard, right? Showed that 40 milligrams a day of the Chaste berry was shown to decrease PMS, headaches, bloating, depression, tinnitus, irritability, and breast tenderness. Now, I've written articles at LifeSpa.com about PMS. You can go there for more details, but chaste tree berry is also a great agent to support the body's natural response against PMS. So please check out that article as well. And then associated with the article I'm talking about today on chaste tree berry and blemishes and those kinds of things, there's all kinds of research there for you to look at as well. So the way that I generally, and the cool thing about chaste tree berry is it's been shown to lower progesterone, to increase your progesterone levels naturally, to support your body's natural ability to make the right amount of progesterone. The right amount of progesterone will block the DHT, which is the byproduct of testosterone, which is the byproduct of stress or puberty. And that DHT is what actually activates the semen production, the sebum production in your body, and that's what causes the acne, right? So increasing your progesterone levels naturally is a really, really cool thing. Stress will lower it, and chaste tree berry seems to be the hormonal harmonizer to bring all that back into balance. So chaste tree berry has been shown to be really supportive for blemishes and the zits and those kinds of things, right? Other things you can do, and the way that I prescribe chaste tree berry in my practice, I take our LifeSpa chaste tree berry, and I have my folks do 30 drops of that in 32 ounces of water and do that for a week and just drink the 32 ounces of water throughout the day. The next week do 60 and the next week do 90. If you can stay at 90 without any symptoms, it's really safe, but I always just build up slowly because everybody's individual. Some are just more sensitive in general than others. So I start that way, and then you do that. The 90 drops for 3 months and stay with it every day and do that. And it's been shown to be really, really effective for blemishes and naturally supporting your body's fight against these blemishes. That's the cool thing about it. Hydration, exercise, breath work, all really critical for lymphatic congestion. And I've written articles about the lymph. Many of them, just go to lifespa.com, type in lymph in my search bar, and you get all our articles on that. In this article, there's information about the breathing and the different techniques as well. The herb that we use for the lymphatic system is an herb called Manjistha, which means red root or Rubia cordifolia. It's a very specific herb for decongesting the lymphatic system. It's been shown to be antimicrobial and anti-androgenic, which means it actually protects the body from producing too much testosterone, which creates too much, it converts to DHT, which then causes the increase in the sebum production, right? Which is kind of cool. It's also a natural antioxidant. It also supports the body's natural inflammatory response to certain conditions. So what I do with that is, for acne, I would take it just 2 of those twice a day with your food. And if you have hormonal related, issues for blemishes, things like that, then you can take a little bit more in the second half of the cycle if that's when it all gets worse. And you can take, during the second half of the cycle, you can take 2 of the capsules of the Manjistha 3 times a day with your food. And if you're just doing it and it doesn't have a hormonal connection, you can just take it 2 of those twice a day and do that for 6 to 8 weeks or 3 months max is usually the way to do it. All right, well, there you have it. Please check out the article associated with the video at lifespa.com. Please sign up for our newsletter and check out our store on your way out. Thanks for listening. I'm Dr. John Douillard. Do you like this video? Don't forget to subscribe and share.
This recording is brought to you by LifeSpa, where ancient Ayurvedic wisdom meets modern science. Get access to free health video newsletters by Dr. John at lifespa.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.